Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Talk. I'm Mark Bradberry. Why don't you grab a cup and join me this morning? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. You're probably familiar with that English nursery rhyme. It comes from the late 18th century, and you probably think of Humpty Dumpty as well as Lewis Carroll described him in his book Through the Looking Glass. Sequel to Alice in Wonderland. He described Humpty Dumpty as an anthropomorphic egg, a very human-like egg. But the real Humpty Dumpty was something else entirely. He was not an egg, and he was probably not even a person. No, he was a cannon. That's right, Humpty Dumpty was the nickname of a cannon, and it was stationed on the top of the walls of the city of Colchester in England in 1648 when the parliamentary forces attacked the city to take it. And it tells us that the armies damaged the walls when we look at history, and the wall crumbled, and down came the cannon, Humpty Dumpty, shattering into pieces. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put it together again. Our lives are kind of like that. One day we're sitting up on top of our wall, confident in our ability to guard our lives and protect our hearts. And the next we're in pieces on the ground, shattered, the wall having crumbled beneath us. Your egg is cracked, your defenses are broken, your heart is exposed, and you're overrun by the enemy. The pieces just won't go back together, no matter what the king's horses and the king's men may do. Well, what was your wall made of? Perhaps your wall of good health crumbled due to illness. Perhaps your wall of a great relationship crumbled when that other person disappeared. Perhaps your wall was that job you depended upon that was eliminated. Or, perhaps someone close to you has passed. Any of 1,000 things can be, combined to destroy the walls in our lives and break the egg, so to speak. What's the answer? Well, the answer is actually fairly simple. You go to the king and you get a new egg. No, wait a minute, Mark. You just said that all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put it together again. Well, that's right, because they aren't the king. They aren't God. The gospel tells us that he's the one who restores sight to the blind. He restores hearing to the deaf. He is the one who gives the invalid the ability to walk. He makes the diseased ones clean. Read the passages to yourself in the Gospels. In each of these cases, it tells us that Jesus didn't just heal a condition. No, he restored life. He gave hope to people who were broken and lost. Jesus, the Christ, came into this world to give people hope, to restore that which had been lost. Paul told the church in Rome that the same Spirit who raised Jesus from the dead was present in them. And the prophet Jeremiah in ancient times said that, God had plans to prosper them and not harm them. God gives hope and a future. Christmas can be a tough time for many of us. Losses we've experienced can be really magnified during this time. And as we draw near to Christmas, to this season of joy, the birthday of Christ, don't hesitate to approach the throne of the King. Don't hesitate to talk to God. Take to him your brokenness. Take to him your shattered heart. Take to him your crumbled wall. Draw near and hear the words of the one who sits on the throne, the one who says, "Behold, I make all things new." Enjoy your coffee.